With Cricket Australia calling the decision disappointing. Peter McIntyre blocked the last ball for SA to win its last Shield title there in 1996.
The Adelaide Shield final played outside of Adelaide Oval is very disappointing, and I suppose I can speak from experience having played in the last final 30 years ago. It was pretty special, and it was special for the spectators that came down from the city when we eventually locked that game out and won the Shield.
The final will be played at Karen Rolton Oval from March 26. A 53-year-old Victorian woman's died after the four-wheel drive she was a passenger in crashed and rolled on the Dukes Highway near Bordertown this morning. The driver, a 55-year-old man from Victoria, wasn't injured but was taken to hospital as a precaution. Major crash officers are investigating. The death is the 22nd life lost on South Australian roads this year. Passengers scrambled onto the wing of an American Airlines flight after a fire broke out in the engine at Denver Airport. The US Federal Aviation Administration's confirmed the engine failed, forcing it to make an emergency landing. No one was seriously hurt, but 12 passengers were taken to hospital for evaluation. Electronet crews are working to restore power to homes and businesses on York Peninsula, which have been blacked out all day. A fault on the transmission network has caused the outages, with dust and dirt from the prolonged dry period accumulating. Energy Minister Tom Koutson-Tonis says it's poor, especially in the heat.
You can't have an entire peninsula with 30,000 people out without power. I mean, this is unacceptable. They know that.
And more than 50 firefighters from Victoria are being sent to lend a helping hand to South Australian crews as the state braces for another scorcher tomorrow. Emergency Services Minister Emily Burke says crews are currently battling a number of fires in the region.
Now we're also calling on our neighbours to provide a little bit of extra support down in the southeast, because we know tomorrow is going to be so hot and dry. We want to make sure that we've got the best protection in place by sharing that load with our fellow neighbours across from Victoria.
The opposition maintains it would make no sense for Australia to send peacekeeping troops into Ukraine. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will join a phone meeting of world leaders on Saturday night to discuss the idea. European nations are hoping to build a coalition of the willing to send forces into the war-torn country once a peace deal's reached. But Liberal leader Peter Dutton says there are other ways Australia can support Ukraine.
France and Germany, Italy haven't committed any troops to Ukraine, and yet the Prime Minister is wanting to commit thousands of our troops to go and serve in Europe. It just doesn't make any sense.
And controversial breakdancer Rachel Raygun Gunn has sold her official Team Australia Paris 2024 Olympic Games shirt on eBay for almost $2,000. The green and gold ASIC design shirt features her handwritten signature scrawled on the front. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Crows recruit Alex Neil-Bullen says he can't wait to see how top draftee Sid Draper goes when he makes his debut on Sunday against St Kilda. Neil-Bullen says he had a mentoring role with the underage state side last year and recognised then what a special talent he was.
Little did we know that our paths were going to cross in a few months as my personal situation found me back here in Adelaide, and us as a footy club, we had a great opportunity to take him early in the draft, and now, we get to run out together. It's an amazing feeling, and I honestly cannot wait to see how he goes in the Crows jumper.
The Crows will trim their squad this afternoon while the Power are heading to Melbourne for tomorrow night's clash with Collingwood at the MCG. The round continues at the G tonight with Essendon taking on Hawthorn. And Minwoo Lee's finished the best of the Aussies after the first round of the Players' Championship in Florida. He's equal fourth, one shot off the pace. Jason Day had to withdraw due to illness. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, couple of crashes to watch out for at the moment in Ovingham Park Terrace just before Torrens Road. In Highgate, a car's gone into a building, Avenue Road at Fullerton Road. And in Aberfoyle Park, a car's gone into a tree, Highfield Drive near Greenfield Rise. Burst water mains, there's a couple of them, both on North East Road, one near Carter Street and one near Tolly Road. And some speed cameras just been set up then in Salisbury Downs on Martins Road and in Edinburgh on Pearling Avenue. Looking for the best of SA, great specials, cheap eats and live music? Find it at The Market, Adelaide Central Market, open every Tuesday till Saturday and late night Fridays. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Sunny and 36 today, 39 tomorrow, then a cool change with showers on Sunday, 25, and cloudy and 22 for Monday. Right now, 35. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, a big part of the state blacked out. Dry conditions wreak havoc. Now the scramble to restore power before a weekend scorcher. Plus why that heat has our authorities on high alert. Where the Sheffield Shield final will now be held after the AFL says no to the Oval, and the new tool for seniors protecting them from scams. 9 News, your news, 936 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the FIVEAA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show. Rowey,
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Good afternoon. No shortage of drama on this Friday. The Shield final debacle has resolved, the Carlton catastrophe at the G, and round 1 awaits for the Crows and Power. A lot to cover off. Welcome to our Rusden Wines Footy Friday in the Barossa Valley, home of the Blackgut Shiraz. You can go to rusdenwines.com.au. Sam Tugwell here, welcoming Rowey and Timmy G.
Yeah, get involved. 8223 0000 bottle of that magnificent Blackgut Shiraz from Rusden's on the line. Well, it now feels like football, doesn't it? Albeit, you know, it's footy in a volcano. It is footy season. Richmond 10-1 outsiders ran home on young legs. The Reds must have a win at home tonight. I'll be there. F1 practice and crashes in Melbourne. All the super netball teams in town here today. And Port and the Crows play for their first points this weekend as I welcome Stephen Rowe to the show. Hello, Rowey.
Oh, we love round 1. I cannot wait for the Crows on Sunday. You've got Collingwood at the G tomorrow, led by you, Timmy. But round 1 last night, sitting down with Jody Thursday night. As you know, I love Thursday nights. A Carlton the gift that just keeps giving. I thought we'd open the show with wop but up but up. We have so many friends, Leaf Forest being one,
yes,
who are just Carlton tragics. Mike Dobbin from the game, text me, Rowe, I'm at the airport. And he texts me, I'm in my seats, and he's got all his Carlton gear on. And after the game, the text wasn't terribly good.
Well,
what's wrong with that?
We know
club?
It's round 1, and we know, unfortunately, that things can go
happen.
wrong, and that certainly went wrong. But
it's only round 1.
The young legs of Richmond were impressive, and Lawler.
Sam Lawler, wow.
What a performance.
Yeah, but don't go dusty.
No, I don't like
2 points.
I don't like
That's
comparing
not fair.
any player to another player.
Well
I especially
do that.
I especially don't like father-sons being compared to their fathers, because they are half their mother's genes as well, you know.
Spot on,
so
Timmy.
you've got to be very careful with that stuff. And so, no, this kid's got really good hands, really good awareness, and he played a very good game in amongst a lot of other young legs that got him over the line. So it was exciting for Richmond supporters. If you're out there, 8223 0000.
Got a feel for Campo though. Geez, his kid's on debut.
His kid did well.
Lucas, 20 touches.
Lucas.
He did well.
Looked good.
They burned him a couple of times. He was inside 50 waving his arms. They didn't go to him.
That'll come. But if you're getting 20 on your own,
good on him.
You're doing all right. So good luck to him and his young, his sibling, I should say. They're the same age. Ben? When you're twins, you are the same age. Yeah. Even though my twins argue about who was first. I'm a minute older than you. So that's how ticking touchwood it gets. But all the best to those guys. But unfortunately, the story of the week has come to an end. The Shield final will not be at Adelaide Oval, and I've got to
We're
say,
not celebrating with a can, are we?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
It looked, and we thought it was always going to be a bit of a challenge. And to be fair, I reckon we sniffed it fairly early, and I reckon it was February 21st, and it was at the summit when we had Tim Silvers on, when the trial game was on between Port and the Crows up there, and we asked him the question, you know, would he be open to it? You were very, very good about it. Let's have a listen.
I'm the chairman of SACA. Tim, will you not train on there for a week so we can drop in a pitch and our boys can play a Shield final at their home on their hallowed turf? Yes or no?
We'd look at it. We'd explore the option, of course. Would they allow us to play the AFLW
That's not what
Grand
I've asked
Final?
You. That's not. Or did they say no?
Well, would they say yes if we played?
That's not the question.
Yeah, I think right at the beginning there, we got a bit of a sense that they weren't that keen on it. And look, from my point of view, understandable. If you want to stand up and say, no, this is our contract, we get it this time of the year, that's the deal. Now, if you want to change that deal next year, by all means, go ahead. But stand strong on it.
Yeah, this is the deal. I'm disappointed for Ryan Harris and his team. They don't get to play a home Shield final on Adelaide Oval. Now, he'll knuckle down. I've spoken to him. He'll get the boys revved up. Good. Anywhere, anytime attitude. They're at Canton Rolton Oval and all that sort of stuff. But this is to football. And football, in this instance, was a negotiation between the AFL and the Crows and cricket. I just think now that it's landed here, it's just a little bit disingenuous. I think throughout this entire negotiation, we're going to get the Premier on. Now, I think he's going to be very strong. He rung us. So do not miss that after what? 4:30, Sam?
4:45 today.
Do not miss that, because he was on our Brekkie team with David and Will. And what was his words? I'm galled at the cash grab by football. So we're going to get to the bottom of that.
Let's have a listen to his words.
There are two equations. There's mitigating risk, which we appreciate that might be something that government can contemplate, but just handing over cash is not something that I'll be doing. And I hope this doesn't get in the way of it, because if it does, I'll be on your program speaking very publicly about that approach.
Well, very publicly will be today, and it did get in the way, and it has cost with other factors. But football and cricket today are probably back to where they were back in the 80s.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
I just said it.
Yeah. The reason
cricket is not happy with
football
football
because football and cricket couldn't get along.
Well, again, let me say it. They're not happy. Cricket is not happy. They're not going to complain, and I've spoken to them. They'll move on because they are classy, and they will. Now, the shoe will be on the other foot. Let's just wait and see how it plays out with that.
All right, well,
because there'll be no favours, Timmy, so that tells me cricket and footy don't get on.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of other Saka legends that were disappointed. They're all on 5AA today. KG, Peter McIntyre, who actually held out the last ball for us to win in 1996, and Wayne Flipper Phillips.
It's made an absolute mockery of what Sheffield Shield cricket stands for. Some of the greatest players that ever played the game have played Sheffield Shield cricket, and to me, it's just again the AFL being the tall poppy and not prepared to work harder.
To have a Shield final played outside of Adelaide Oval is very disappointing, and I suppose I can speak from experience, having played in the last final 30 years ago, and it was pretty special, and it was special for the spectators. The different sports codes now are trying to attract the audiences, and they're now encroaching into each other's seasons, and this is what happens.
Isn't it such a shame? I mean, we have this absolute privilege of the Adelaide Oval, the home of cricket in this state, but now that's not going to happen for whatever reason. It's still a home final for South Australia. All right, fantastic, but boy, oh boy, doesn't Adelaide Oval just set itself up so perfectly for what should be the match of the match of the year.
He's at Royal Adelaide. Someone in the background yelled out 4.
Yeah, well,
he was on the golf course.
Forever the professional. He took the call and delivered, our Flipper, no doubt about that. But look, I think Peter McIntyre's point was pretty right. He said everybody's season is encroaching on each other's, and that's why I said Cricket Australia probably need to now look. If they want to play Shield finals at the MCG, SCG, Gabba and Adelaide Oval, they might have to look at that Shield scheduling and see if they can get it early.
Now, Timmy, we approached the AFL yesterday for a statement. They have issued a statement, and they said revert back to that statement. So have you got a bit of that there?
Absolutely. Sam's got a statement from the SMA, from the SACA, from the AFL, and from
Cricket Australia.
Summarise it, Sammy.
So just quickly, so the AFL have written today, and this is the lengthier one, but we'll try and fly through it. The AFL has determined that the risks involved in turning around the Adelaide Oval in time to meet the safety and playing standards required for AFL matches are not acceptable. The tight turnaround meant the AFL felt it couldn't be satisfied with the quality of the playing surface, could be guaranteed to the requisite level, and then the challenge further heightened by the potential impact of any adverse weather conditions as well. They've said, the AFL, they explored all reasonable options to make this work, but after extensive discussions and advice, they're not satisfied the planned arrangements would be appropriate for the risk profile for a safe surface. The other leagues, though, or the other parties involved, the Adelaide Oval, said our team relished the opportunity to be involved and threw everything at the chance to help make a Shield final happen at Adelaide Oval. Cricket Australia said, we are disappointed South Australia has been prevented from hosting the Shield final at Adelaide Oval. We believe Adelaide Oval would have been the most appropriate venue. And SACA came out a few hours later, mid this afternoon, saying SACA is disappointed disappointed not to be able to host the Shield final at our traditional home of cricket. We were confident in our ability to satisfy every demand made of us with regards to player safety and financial indemnity, and however, we respect that the ultimate decision regarding the use of the Oval in this instance was not ours to make. And they go on to extend sincere thanks to the Premier, Cricket Australia, Cricket States and Territories, the SMA for all their support, but quite boldly, no Crows and no AFL.
So clearly that says they met every request, but at the end the AFL said no.
Now, on the back of that...
And they have every right to, by the way, but they said no.
Absolutely, but like I said, I'm the agreement is there. And if you aren't confident that your players are going to be at risk or whatever, just be strong on it. Yeah. Just be strong on it and say, no, it's not happening. So, Sam, I want... you got an example, because I heard KG on with Graham Goodings this afternoon. Now, KG said, the
MCG,
the grounds, our grounds people couldn't get it done.
Yeah, yes, they could.
And that
Hoffy was very strong. He could do it.
I agree with that, but there is precedence.
There is. So interestingly, Ben Hook, who's very good with this sort of stuff, has pulled out an example today saying, throw your mind back to November 2017, where at the Adelaide Oval they hosted the final day of a tour match between the England cricket team and Cricket Australia 11. So this would have been over a couple of days. There was a pitch in the middle of the Oval, and then that night, Damien Hoff and the Adelaide Oval team successfully removed the pitches so that the AFL, the very next day, could host an international rules game, Australia and Ireland. Now, can you believe that? That was 2017, and the next day they could play.
I remember. Hoffy could do it. Everything was ticked. Football said no. End of story. And when we're with the Premier, he'll tell us why they said no and why they were so, what's that big flash word he used? Disingenuous. No, the other word he used.
No, he
galled.
said
he was galled.
Galled.
He thought it was galling
that the
Footy Express was put on the table.
He said he'll go public. He's been through the whole negotiation. Who asked for what, where, when, why and how. And make your own mind up.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. Rightio. Good news. Both teams, Port Adelaide and the Crows, are finally playing for 4 points this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And we've got a couple of debutants, which is terrific. First game, of course, Port playing Collingwood Saturday night at the G. And this young man is going to make his debut. It's Joe Berry, and Connor Rosey announced it.
So, Bez, congrats, mate.
I suppose, yeah, it's been a bit of a dream to kind of play AFL football and especially play at the MCG.
Yeah, so, and Tyson Goldsack, who did a bit of media and is coming on with us as well, he sort of spoke about how ready this kid is.
From the moment he walked in, he had that feel about him playing early, like just kind of ready to play well, incredible athlete, endurance athlete, so it's exciting for him, for his family and for us.
There you go. So exciting stuff there on the Crows front. Young Sid Draper.
Well, he's
going to make his debut.
He will make his debut. Awesome. We will know, and stay with us in 11 minutes' time. If our mail is correct, the kid will be a sub. Now, look, it's their prerogative. They do what they want. They know the kid better than certainly I do or anyone. The fact he's debuting, let's celebrate that because it's the most exciting time I've lived it. It is just a day you'll never forget as a family member. And this kid's ready to go. We don't know his temperament. Some people were saying the way they played him in that game against Brisbane, where when he came on halfway through the third quarter and got his 14 touches, that was preparation for this moment. So, I'm not going to pop them if they make him sub. I don't like a debutant being sub, but stay with us. We'll know that dead on 4:30. But well done to the kid. He is a prodigious talent.
Here's Matty Nix on the Draper debut.
What you've bought, mate, you're a pro. You went early in the draft for a reason. Obviously, you've got super talent when it comes to your footy. But I reckon he's put his head down and he's gone to work. Not got ahead of himself once throughout the whole pre-season. Always asking questions, trying to get better. Mate, well done on debut. Okay, a little bit different to the other boys that played some footy. For you to debut, you should be proud of that, mate. You get to pop on the Crows jumper that you barracked for as a kid. So, really pleased for you, mate. Well done, mate.
Timmy, have a look under your seat. There's an envelope.
Oh, excellent. Let's have a look.
You're sacked.
Oh, no. Partner number 4, gone.
Player 266, Sid, have a great game, mate.
Yeah,
Very excited
good luck
for
to
you.
both boys. And the question is, 8223 0000, should a debutant be sub? I'm against it. I don't like it. And I like
plenty have been, haven't they?
Plenty have been.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a couple haven't got on the ground.
No.
And Gavin Wanganeen's lab was one of them.
Oh, God.
It wasn't, I didn't like that at all. And that's probably the precedent that set it for me, that I was like, no, I'm out of this. Anyway, give us a call. It's Rusden's Friday. Bottle of Black Guts.
We do. So your best caller today will win a bottle. 82230000 is the number. Get involved with the show. We have the Crows final team selection at 4:30 for their game on Sunday, so stick around for that. Reilly O'Brien will join us live in studio at 5 o'clock. Port's Tyson Goldsack will speak with us ahead of the Collingwood game. Reds coach Carl Veart ahead of tonight's match against Macarthur. Really must win for Adelaide tonight. And Terry McAuliffe with his weekend tips. 21 after 4, 82230000. Get involved for that Rusden Black Guts.
Round one is finally here, and footy fans are excited.
Here they come!
The Crows are entering the season with a healthy list as the Saints head to town as their first challenger.
He likes it! 2 in 30 seconds, game on!
Sunday Arvo on 5AA. Will it be the Crows or the Saints to start their season with a win?
Absolutely superb!
AFL Live on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
It's your last chance to win a car, a holiday and cash. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery bonus draw is midnight tonight. Imagine winning a Maserati, a trip to Milan and $100,000. Plus, you'll stay in 10,000 more draws, including the $3.5 million Scott Salisbury Grand Prize in Somerton Park. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. Homelottery.com.au.
Licence M14673.
At Mount Barker Mazda, we are the BT50 Ute experts. Talk to Neil, our BT50 genius, who can guide you seamlessly through the purchase experience. From choosing the right ute through to all the genuine accessories, Neil has the answers. At Mount Barker Mazda, we live and breathe Mazda BT50 Ute. Whether it's for work or play, we have the perfect BT50 Ute for you at a price you can't resist. Get good old country service at amazing city prices. That's the Mount Barker Mazda difference.
Geez, 1985 was 40 years ago. I was upstairs at Bojangles, absolutely ripping it out. Yeah, incredible dancer I was back then.
You would not have been.
No.
You're stiff-legged.
Yeah, you're right.
You got no rhythm.
But look, Alpha Industries, they were
Yeah, there you
successful.
go.
Don't worry about that. 40 years in business. They're 40 years standing strong. Alpha Industries is proudly SA owned and operated, and they are experts in sheds, verandas and any outdoor solution. Now, they only use premium Australian blue scope steel and all the latest installation technology.
I love when there's a company that's simply the best. They're South Australian. They're good people.
Yes.
Just really good people. Alpha Industries will ensure your veranda, carport, patio or shed is made to suit your lifestyle and, importantly, your budget. They
Correct.
can tailor that. They've got great teams in there. And they don't mind dropping a line too. They're coming on our 5AA Fish Off, which is coming up.
That is correct.
Next week we're going to be promoting it, and you can have a chance to be on the boat.
Yoo-hoo.
And they're in team
Port Adelaide, your beauty.
They're the enemy.
Alpha Industries, standing strong for 40 years. Visit the factory and display centre, 12 Stock Road Cavern on Glandore, or the Glandore Display Village at 712 South Road Glandore. And you can go to 12 Stock Road Cavern as well. That's the factory. So you can also visit online, alphaindustries.com.au.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
BJ Energy don't just install solar and battery systems, they optimise everything to do with solar, squeezing every bit of energy out of the sun to help take control over your energy bills. And because BJ Energy are fully qualified electricians, they can help you in all things home energy, solar repairs and maintenance, EV chargers, lighting, switchboard upgrades, heat pump systems and more. Contact BJ Energy for a free consultation. Package deals and payment plans available. bjenergy.com.au.
At Snooze, we know bed frames are personal. That's why we celebrate. Every dream machine, single, double, king or queen, contemporary, classic or luxe. Find your amazing at Snooze.
It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 25 minutes after 4. We're taking your calls for Rusden Blackguts Shiraz. 8223 0000. Tyson Goldsack very shortly. And Crows teams for the game against the Saints. And some breaking news coming from the St Kilda Football Club in the break. Harry Boyd will make his AFL debut. The McGarry medalist from the Norwood Footy Club. Let's check your roads.
Yeah, guys, watch out for a crash at the moment in Ovingham Park Terrace, just before Torrens Road there, and a couple of burst water mains, both on North East Road. One near Carter Street in Ridgehaven and one near Tolly Road in St Agnes. Don't forget 2 fringe road closures in place again this afternoon around the East End till 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Cameras just set up then in Paralowie on Whites Road and in Elizabeth Grove on Hogarth Road. Anaconda's 4-wheel drive adventure catalogue is out now. Save big with up to 50% off June 4 4-wheel drive storage gear. Pay less to play more at Anaconda. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Got home last night and Jodie called me Patsy. What do you want for tea, Patsy? Do you want a beer, Patsy? Ooh. Can you turn the air conditioner on, Patsy?
Didn't know she
Change the channel, Patsy.
Didn't know she was that keen a listener.
Oh, God. Hello, Bernie.
Hello, boys. Hey, Tim Bojangles was fantastic, wasn't it?
Thank you, Bernie.
Mr. Bojangles.
Walk down memory lane, buddy.
Adelaide Oval and the cricket Sheffield Shield. Two things with this. One, it's a bit insulting when the AFL uses player safety as a concern while they don't want it to happen. There's not enough time, because you'll probably all remember the now Marvel Stadium, when it was first being used, they had all sorts of trouble trying to keep the grass on the ground. It would tear up, and players were injuring themselves on that. So they kept playing games there. They wouldn't divert anything from there. But I'd like to congratulate the state government. This was more about the AFL trying to hold a gun to the government's head and try and get some compensation for something that they had no rights to compensation to. So well done to the South Australian government. As sad as it is not to have the game at Adelaide Oval, we've got some fantastic grounds. The Gillian Rolton ground there across the road from the Adelaide Hospital, the surface on that is Adelaide Oval quality, and I think that'd be a great spot to transfer it to.
Yeah, look, I agree with all of that. I just feel for the players and I feel for Rhino. You're in a spot, you want to play at Adelaide Oval. When it's your home, you ask any SANFL player, when the SANFL did a survey and said, do you want to move the grand final away from Adelaide Oval? No, we don't. That's their home ground. That's the pinnacle. That's the ground you want to do your best at. And I just feel for the players, and Rhino, they can't do it. Hey, they'll soldier up and they'll get it done at Karen Rolton.
The scheduling of both codes South Australia have been probably, what would you say, protected from it, because we haven't had a Shield final or the
for 29 years.
So you sort of go.
Oh, no, hang on. We played one at Glenelg 8 years ago. I went to that one.
Yeah, 2017.
And the reason, and there's a few texts on this, the reason it was there, again, there was an AFL game that week, and the Saka didn't push a fight to play it at Adelaide Oval. It was too hard, so they just happily played it.
They've understood that they overlap.
And then we lost.
The issue is, if you want to get that back, you're going to have to talk to Cricket Australia to make, I think, scheduling changes.
That's
the only
exactly
way it's
going
to happen. So
there's a contract with the SMA. There are two tenets, cricket and footy, and they were always going to collide, and they're going to collide again, because cricket ain't going to do any favours to footy now.
Let's go to West Croydon. G'day, John.
John.
Hey, fellas, how you going?
Yeah, good, buddy.
So, based on the squad that came out yesterday, young Malira is going to play. Demanded a spot, because according, I think, Rowey, you said yesterday that our elite coach said that if he's fit, he's going to play on the back of nothing.
He said that. He said that. Yeah. He said that in his presser.
So young Luke Nankervis, who played way better than Wayne Malira. Yeah. Wayne Malira has lifted off his potential for 8 years, and we're going into 9 years. And we listened to our coach tell us about prioritising others. I'll tell you what Matthew Nicks prioritises. He prioritises age, he prioritises values and standards, he prioritises shape, and all that other baloney that has nothing to do with the actual form. Why? We did this he did this last year with Brodie Smith, and that turned out really well, didn't it? Because after four games when we were 0-4 and Brodie Smith should have been dropped, he continued to play him. And then we had Matthew Nicks in the BNF, and this is the part that I really love about this footy club, and particularly Matthew Nicks. Matthew Nicks basically said at the BNF, and he thanked everybody at the club, and I'm assuming the footy people, that not one person deviated from what they set out to do at the beginning of the year, right? Not one person questioned or deviated. In other words, when the season was going down the gurgler, they continued to do the same thing that got them into that spot in the first place. And we think this guy, or Tim Silvers thinks this guy is going to get us a premiership. My God.
Yeah, strong words, John. I do feel for Luke Nankervis. You and I both had him in front of Wayne. I love Wayne Miller, fit. He's an All-Australian. I said that many a time, but we need him fit. Hugh Bond's the other one that's stiff, and I reckon Rory Laird would want to play well. Because you know what Bondy does? He stops players. He
does.
So the team selection has just dropped. So it's bang on 4:30. Adelaide's interchange, which is really all that matters, is Sid Draper, Matt Crouch, Josh Rochelle, Mitch Hinge and Dan Curtin. They will all play on Sunday. The emergencies are Hugh Bond, Lockie Murphy and Toby Murray. They won't feature unless there is a late out.
So Lockie Murphy got on the emergency list?
Yes.
Before Luke Nankervis and Luke Pedler and Schomburg? And Berry, and
4:30 headlines. We have Tyson Goldsack coming up from Port Adelaide.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. A Victorian woman's died after a rollover on the Dukes Highway near Bordertown this morning. An engine fire on an American Airlines flight has forced it to make an emergency landing in Denver. Ukraine's president will address world leaders over the weekend, where a potential peacekeeping operation will be discussed. And round one continues tonight at the MCG, with Hawthorn taking on Essendon. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, watch out for a crash at the moment in Ovingham, Park Terrace, just before Torrens Road. A couple of burst water mains too, both of them on North East Road actually, one near Carter Street and one near Tolley Road. Don't forget, fringe road closures in place again this weekend around the East End, and some cameras have just been set up then in Salisbury North on Diamond Road and in Virginia on Gawler Road. Why pay on-road costs for a car that wants to go off-road? The Volkswagen Amarok style V6. Get all your on-road costs for free. Test drive today. Offer ends March 31. Conditions and fees apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, mostly sunny tomorrow, heading for 39, at the moment 35. More news at 5 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The entire York Peninsula is without power. Well, Goodings, nearly 30,000 premises, not people, premises. The entire peninsula is out.
David Penberthy.
Apparently this has been going on for weeks now.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
We've been in touch with SA Power Networks. They are saying that this is an Electranet issue. It's a huge story. It's totally unacceptable.
No.
5AA breakfast.
And with the added bonus now that when the power is on, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
If you're serious about making a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area, get in touch with Big Difference Home Improvements. Everything they do makes a big difference. From outdoor blinds and roller shutters to verandas, pergolas, carports and stunning decks. Big Difference Home Improvements can help you make the most of your space all year round. Visit bigdifference.com.au for a free measure and quote. Don't just make a difference, make a big difference. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Hey, a hippo's drawer opens wide enough to fit a car inside. Yeah. And if you drive on drugs and have an accident, you wish you're in that car, getting swallowed whole. Because when you get behind the wheel with drugs in your system, even getting slow chewed by a hippo will be better than living with the damage you cause while driving on drugs. Reality hits hard when you drive on meth. Think road safety. A message from the Government of South Australia.
No one, and I mean no one, loves a clean truck more than Ray Pepper. Oh, yeah, we met Ray. Meticulous on what he does. He's been a truck driver himself, he owns truck washers, and now he's developed his own truck strength cleaning products.
And I was the happiest little camper because I got my hands on the full range of the Pepper's truck strength cleaning products.
Yes.
Now they're for your car, your caravan, your boat,
ding,
or
ding,
at
ding.
home. And they're made right here in Adelaide. Now, I love my boat.
Yes, you do.
And I've used these peppers on the windscreen and all that.
Yeah.
Beads off. Oh, they are A grade. No, better than A grade. They're the best.
Yes. And also, Ray loves boats himself. He'll be joining us for the FIVEAA fish-off, Rowey. Don't forget that. He's on your boat. He's on your boat.
Woo-hoo!
Now, I'm telling you, he's a brave man if he's going on there. Check out SA Made range online. Now, they're cleaners, detergents, waxes, polishers, as well as sponges, cloths and brooms, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's it. It's made here. Remember the name Peppers. So make it shine like never before because everything goes better with a little pepper. Try the Peppers starter pack. We've got one with a bit of everything for just $69.90.
That's a bargain, you know, and you get every little product he makes.
Because you wear glasses.
Yes.
You put them on there. They're unbelievable. Go to peppersaustralia.com.au.
Get into Stratco for huge savings at the Stratco Dream Big Sale event this Saturday. We'll have stacks of offers on a huge range of products, including a massive 25% off plants in our garden centres, only while stocks last. Get 20% off Stratco garages and Stratco DIY outback patios, and get up to 25% off selected furniture. Terms and conditions apply. But it's only this Saturday. However you bring the dream, Stratco will bring the how-to.
There is care in simplicity. Our experienced team understand that keeping things simple and easy is the best approach. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
24 minutes to 5. The Premier, Peter Malinauskas, to join at 4:45 on the show. His response, the first time we'll hear from the Premier after the AFL have blocked the Shield final being played at Adelaide Oval. For Rusden Blackgut Shiraz, your calls, 8223 0000. We'll get to them shortly. And Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Absolutely. Port Adelaide take on Collingwood Saturday night, and we'll be covering it here right on 5AA live and free, my friend. Don't worry about that. We've got the defensive coach on the line for Port Adelaide, Tyson Goldsack. G'day, mate.
Hey, Timmy, how are you, mate?
Excellent. Hey,
Goldie.
Was it an easy selection night?
Relatively, yeah. I think the last couple of weeks it's been pretty consistent with our players and who's performed pretty well. So.
Yeah.
It's good, and it's a couple of new faces we know, which is exciting.
Which is great. Was the sub the biggest decision?
Yeah, it probably was, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought so.
So, yeah, actually, I can't say who it is.
No, exactly. Not yet.
I almost found that away. Jeez.
Hold your gunpowder.
Number
10. Nearly got you. Hey, mate, Joe Berry on debut. That's excellent, mate.
Yeah, it's great. Kind of from the day he walked in, he's just such a happy kid and happy to be around and thankful for his opportunities. I was actually talking to Kari at the airport as we were flying across, and he said that Bez actually went up to Kari and Ken and shook their hand and say thanks for the opportunity, which is not usually the way that it works. We're usually shaking theirs. So it's just kind of a testament to the kind of kid he is, and he just works really hard, and he's earned the right to play.
You got that back six matched up okay? Myercheck, McStay and Membry?
Yeah, I think we match up okay. There's all this talk about not being tall enough, but we've got the firepower there that we think we need, especially the way that they play the game. They like to move and lead up at the ball, so we can handle that with Alir and Jez has been playing down back and he's been holding his own, that's for sure. So, and then Miles Bergman can play tall and short as well, so we've got some flexibility there.
Yeah, oh, good. And SPP on Houston? Yeah. That's what we want to see anyway.
Is that what you want to see? I'll let Ken know. We'll make it work for you. No, it's just good to see him back out there.
Isn't it?
Playing, his first game from doing his ACL last year. So, yeah, just such a great guy, a warrior for the club and one of our spiritual leaders, really. So, it's great for him to be back, and I can't wait to see him go about his business.
I think it was Shakespeare said, to tag or not to tag? Nick Dacos, what do you reckon?
What do I reckon?
Yeah. I mean, we saw Toby Bedford's efforts last night. It got McRae upset, so it must have done something, right?
I think you have to put attention into their best player, who's clearly Nick Dacos. So I think we've done that. We've done it in the past. He's probably got the better of us in the past. So we're looking to change the script there and have our way with him.
That's good. Hey, really enjoyed.
Come across that way, did it?
Yeah. We'll edit that. Oh, geez, we're live. That's no good. Hey, mate, Jack Lukosius, I thought last week, I really thought he settled in a bit more, and I liked a couple of the things he did. He come up into the middle of the ground, took a couple of marks, turned around quickly, and then delivered the ball so well. That was what excited me.
Yeah, I think that's where he plays his best footy, when you can actually get him up, roaming around, the kick outside your forward 50 and delivering it back in. We know he can kick the ball about 70 metres, so that certainly helps if you get him up the ground. And when you look at him and you have George up and around the ground as well, they can flip either deep or high. They both cover the ground really well. And then you have a Willie Reilly on the ground and Pep we just spoke about. So we've got some decent looks now in our forward line, which probably haven't been there in the last couple of years. So that's really exciting for us as a club.
Really, really good teams don't turn the ball over a lot, but really good teams defend good turnovers. So you might be defending a few more one-on-ones with this fast run-and-gun handball game that I love, by the way. I think it's going to take a little bit to embed and get right and get the adjustment right. But the way you're playing through centre with this handball link-up, your defenders might have a bit of squeaky bum time, I reckon, Saturday night, Goldie.
Yeah, you're right, Roy. We've kind of spoken at length about that. That if we want to play this style of game, we're going to be subject to one-on-ones on turnover.
Correct.
The hope is that we don't turn the ball over, but we know we're going to. So it's that kind of, do you want to enforce your gameplay without thinking about the potential results of turnover? And we do. If you go back in your shell and you're not playing your brand of footy, then I think you missed the trick. So the way that we're structured up offensively, we just have to go after it and we'll wear what comes our way and we'll stand up where we can as a backline.
Goldie, just one word on Darcy Byrne-Jones' 200th game. One word to describe him.
You need more than one word for a guy like him. If we're talking about his football, it's reliable.
Yep.
Him as a person, I'm going to need more than one word because he's just an outstanding guy. He's as honest as the day is long. You know exactly what you're going to get from him day in, day out. And he's a really, really loyal brand. So I can't wait to see him go about it on Saturday night. He's just such a good guy and deserves everything he gets.
Beautiful. Tenacious will take that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good on you, Goldie. And
Well
all the
done,
best over there,
Goldie.
buddy.
Easy stuff, guys. Thanks very much for having me on.
Well done. That is the defensive coach for Port Adelaide, Tyson Goldsack, our guest.
That's my watch for you guys, is how you move that ball, how you defend your turnover, how you score, and those little fellas getting up and down the ground. Honestly, you get it right. I'm wrapped with the way that they're playing.
Sharman Shelving.
Yeah, there you go.
They've moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road, but a lot more shelving.
Yes, they are very good. Hey, breaking news, Tom Lynch from the MRO has copped a one-match suspension for his bump on Tom de Koning. So
serious?
That might be taken to the tribunal. MRO's graded careless, medium and high contact. He left the ground, but Tom kept playing, so that's the contentious part. We'll see how that plays out in the next few days. But stay listening, because next we will hear the very first reaction from our Premier, Peter Malinauskas, regarding this block on the Shield final Adelaide Oval from the AFL today. We'll do that straight after this break. Let's check your roads for Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted, custom design, fixed pricing, total peace of mind, because trust is a must.
Yeah, guys, got a crash at the moment in Smithfield Plains, Coventry Road at Anderson Walk, and a crash to watch out for in Ovingham too, Park Terrace just before Torrens Road there. Got a breakdown on the freeway up track just before St Ives in Cleveland, and debris on the road to watch out for on Victor Harbour Road near the McLaren Vale ramp. Also got a couple of burst water mains, both on North East Road, one near Carter Street and one near Tolly Road. Feed the family for less with Pizza Hut. Pick up 2 delicious pizzas from just $22. That's 2 for $22. Order now from pizzahut.com.au and see website for full T's and C's. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
If I say the word instant, are you thinking coffee or scratchies? If gambling's never far from your thoughts, or you're often looking forward to your next bet, you could be showing the early signs of gambling harm. But if you spot the harm, you can stop the harm. Visit gamblingharmsupport.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Some trades aren't interested in working hard, being on time, tedious, focused on keeping the client happy, boring. At C&N Concrete Soaring, the only boring we do is through your concrete. C&N Concrete Soaring scan, cut, core and break concrete for pipes and cables in houses through to factories and everywhere in between. Call us old-fashioned, but we do what we say and we do it right. At C&N Concrete Soaring, boring couldn't be more exciting. Go to cnn.com.au.
Looking forward to this tonight at Cooper Stadium, not just to a Reds win, but I'm looking forward to Anglicare SA and Adelaide United soft toy toss at Cooper Stadium tonight. Anglicare SA is the official matchday partner, and Adelaide United take on Macarthur FC, but it's a really good promo.
It is. So visit Anglicare SA in the Family Park before kick-off to learn more about their vital community services. Plus, if you forget your soft toy, you can purchase one at the marquee and throw it in, Timmy.
Absolutely. If you can't make it to the game, you can still make a difference. Donate online at anglicaresa.com.au /soft toy toss. Now, you've got to fill this pitch with kindness. Bring a soft toy, toss it onto the pitch tonight at Cooper Stadium.
It's your last chance to win a car, a holiday and cash. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery bonus draw is midnight tonight. Imagine winning a Maserati, a trip to Milan and $100,000. Plus, you'll stay in 10,000 more draws, including the $3.5 million Scott Salisbury Grand Prize in Somerton Park. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14673.
Hi, Brett Ebbett here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. We've been doing deals on a huge range of 2024 plate Mazdas, and we've just received truckloads more of them, all priced to clear. These drive-away deals on new Mazdas include free 12 months rego, free stamp duty, and accessory packs worth $500. Yep, absolutely free. All exclusive to Mawson Lakes Mazda. No gimmicks, just great deals. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
OTR coffee combos are now in store, making your life easy at $6 for a quality barista-made regular coffee and a Krispy Kreme original glazed donut. Just how you like it. Only at OTR. Making life easy. T's and C's apply.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
13 minutes to 5.
Well, footy said no to cricket, so the Sheffield Shield final will move to Karen Rolton Oval. Our next guest was right in the thick of the negotiation, our State Premier, Mr. Peter Malinauskas. Premier, welcome.
Rowey, Timmy, good afternoon, gents.
Were football's intentions pure? Were they legit considering and working hard to accommodate this Shield final, Premier?
That's a good question, Rowey. I think so, yes. Most of my engagement throughout the process was with the AFL. I think I spoke to Andrew Dillon 4 times on the issue over the course of the last week and a half. And I think the AFL did put in a fair bit of effort to at least examine it all. And so I thank them for that. And the state government's got a good relationship with footy in the state and with the AFL. But I'm not going to lie to you, I'm disappointed. I don't think it's the right decision. So I disagree with it, but I accept this decision that they've made, and now we move on to try and just make the most of it at Karen Rolton Oval.
Your words on 5AA breakfast, you found the request for cash galling, were your words. You said you're going to speak very publicly about their approach that football made. Well, now's your chance.
Well, I did speak strongly about it because I did feel, and I feel strongly about it. Just the other day, just yesterday morning, I opened up the brand new Barossa Park, which is, I want as many people to see it because it's probably the best $20-odd million the state government spent on a sporting facility in a long time. We've got really good bang for our buck there. An amazing community facility. It'll be AFL footy and the other 51 weeks of the year. Footy, cricket, netball, tennis, little athletics. The community's got a great asset. So whether it be that, whether it be, the support we've given the Crows at FIVEAA and Port at Alberton, whether it be the money in other grassroots facilities or investing in gather round, I'm all for investing in sport because I think it's a healthy thing to do. But the idea that the state government should have to fork out taxpayers' dollars to footy just so that they get out of the way to facilitate the Sheffield Shield final being at the home of cricket, I did think was wrong. And I was asked about it. Pembo asked me about it, put me on the spot, and I wasn't going to deny the fact. It's true. We had a request for cash from footy, and I think that was a bit cheeky. Now that was subsequently withdrawn, and we moved on. But I don't think it was a fair and reasonable request, and I was glad that the footy world subsequently dropped it, because I think it was pretty cheeky.
And just to clarify, Premier, the Footy Express is paid by 90% Crows and Power, 10% SANFL, SMA. The AFL don't pay any money towards that Footy Express, do they?
No, it's more than that. It's funded. The Footy Express is paid for by the clubs. Yep. You're right. The SANFL,
yep.
SMA, yep. And also the state government, because the amount of money recovered from those other sources doesn't fully cover the cost of the Footy Express. So just to give you an idea,
so you're tipping in as well. Well,
absolutely, taxpayers are just under $500,000. So it costs us the cost of making all the public transport free for the footy is $1.9 million a year. Yeah. We contribute. The state government contributes just under $500,000, and the other $1.4 million is split across the clubs and the SANFL and Adelaide Oval and so forth. So we do chip in as well.
Yeah.
But the idea that agreement was going to be torn up and the taxpayer was going to have to pay more, like millions more, just so that we could have one Sheffield Shield match at the Adelaide Oval that could otherwise be accommodated at no expense. Like I said, it was very cheeky, because there's no cost to anyone here.
Yeah,
the proposition of having the Sheffield Shield final in between the Port game and the Crows game in a couple of weeks' time wasn't going to cost anyone $1. Right, it was all the cost of actually getting the pitch in and out was all going to be borne by cricket. So the idea that the taxpayer should be flogged for it, like I said, I think it was gratuitous. I called it out. Footy withdrew that request, so we moved on pretty quickly, and I accept that it was, maybe a cheeky little ask that was subsequently withdrawn. So it's no big deal.
Yeah, I just couldn't see why the AFL, who contribute nothing to that, would ask for it.
Well, you can speculate. I'll let you and Rowey speculate about that.
Well, I want to word it this way, Premier. I want to word it this way. So, who asked for it? The AFL, or did the Crows use the AFL as their patsy and ask for it?
Well, I'm not going to start contributing to different theories. The fact is, it was.
Well,
withdrawn.
Who asked for it, Premier?
I don't know.
Well, this is very important. Who asked for it?
Well, I've got it in writing. So I'm not, it's not like we're making it up.
Who asked for it, Premier?
We got it in writing. I've publicly said it was a footy request. I'm not going to name names. I know that you had Tim Silvers on yesterday, who I think is an honest operator. He said it wasn't the Crows, but look, it's academic now, because
no, it's not. It's very important to people like me. Who asked for it, Premier?
Well, like I've said to you, I'm not about doing people in. I've got a good working relationship with both footy clubs in this state. The state government, we've worked really hard to have a really professional and open relationship with the AFL that has stood us in great stead, and I'm not going to about to do a disservice to that.
Okay, are you renegotiating with the AFL for gather round, and in that maybe gather round, and I don't know this to be a fact. You can tell me if they do. Do the AFL pay for the Footy Express in gather round?
No, we wear that cost. As far as the best as I know, that cost is factored into the arrangement I described to you earlier. And that's fair enough.
Okay.
So does this set a precedent that no Shield final will be played at Adelaide Oval in the
future?
Well,
I hope not. I hope not, Timmy. I mean, I guess the reason why I say I disagree with the AFL's decision here, although I accept it and respect it, is because I suspect most South Australians have the view that no one knows turf management in the nation better than Damien Hoff and his team at Adelaide Oval. Like, no one. Like, these guys and girls are literally some of the best in the world, if not the best in the world.
Agree.
Impossible to dispute. Like, one of the things, when we were bidding for Gather Round, they were really worried about, can we have 5 games of footy on Adelaide Oval?
Yeah.
You look at the state of Adelaide Oval after that 5th game of AFL footy in the space of a few days, and it is still the best ground in the competition, right? So Damien and his team, both for footy and cricket, have performed amazing feats. And Damien Hoff was telling the South Australian government and the AFL, along with Adelaide Oval management, they were saying they can make this work. They can do it safely. They can do it without compromising the quality of the games. There was no risk. That's what their view was, right? I'm not a turf expert.
Well, they've actually got precedents there because they did it in November 2017 when it was actually football wanted to play an international rules game on there, and they turned it around and did it unbelievably
back-to-back days.
In back-to-back days.
And had they pulled it off, it would have set a really good precedent for the AFL to know what isn't possible. But the MCC were out there, the MCG were out on the record saying it couldn't be done. Well, that's fine for the MCG, but quite frankly, I would take Damien Hoff and our curator here in South Australia and take their word for it far more before the MCGs.
They're a bit slow over there, mate.
And Les Burdett, and that's it. And Les Burdett was on the record as well. So that's why my view was, my argument to Andrew Dillon and the team was, why would Damien Hoff and Adelaide Oval put their impeccable and unblemished record on the line recklessly? Like, Damien Hoff wouldn't say he can do this unless he could do it, right? That's just the sort of person he is. So put your faith and judgment in that. They went and got their own independent experts, and they assessed it, and they formed the view that there was just a risk that was unacceptable to the AFL. Now, look, I don't agree with that, but I think we have to accept it. Like I said, and I said this to Andrew Dillon this morning, they did have a good look at it. They invested a fair bit of effort in it. They've got a fair bit on their plate at the moment with the season just starting. So I can't thank them enough for that. I do think it was genuine, to go back to your first question. But the decision's been made. Now we're just going to make the most of the Carolina Oval.
Yeah, they will, and, Rhino and his team will do it. Just a pity that they couldn't do it on their home deck. So the mitigating factors were covered off. I've been told that Damien Hoff could have done it. He's done it. There's been precedent for it. So I'm still at a loss as to why football said no, and I think it smells of being disingenuous by football to cricket, Premier. I can't help but feel that way, and surely you do.
Well, yeah, I can look. Their questions you best put to footy or to the AFL, Rowey. What I would say is this: what's my interest in this? What's the state government's interest in this? I'm not for cricket more than footy, and more footy than cricket. I just care about fans, right? And I worry that sometimes in sports administration in this country, all the focus is on, risks and commerciality. They're just thinking about the people that pay the bills, which is the fans, right? They're the ones that turn up every week in South Australia. They're the ones that watch it on TV to make the TV rights stack up. Put the fans first. And I just worry that the fans get a second best outcome when we have warring tribes making decisions rather than just operating in the best interest of fans. Yeah. So I fast forward to later in the year. Let's say the Crows women or the Port women AFLW teams make a grand final. Then I guarantee footy's going to be knocking on the door of cricket saying, can we please play at Adelaide Oval? And if that happens, I'll tell you what I'll be saying. I'll be saying to cricket, you should accommodate footy because that's the right outcome by fans. Yeah. But whether or not that happens after the events of this week, who knows? Yeah,
look, I probably owe you an apology, Premier. I got played like a little patsy by football. I learnt my lesson on trust, and I questioned your motives, and I'm sorry for that, Premier.
Well, I didn't hear you do that, Rowey, otherwise I might have called in.
Well, I'll take it back then.
I've got a recording for you.
No, look, like I said, everything I've said on the basis of what's been put to me in writing.
Okay.
And I just, like I said, I was there I was a kid at school, and I remember getting picked up from Mum on day 5 of that Shield final in 95, 96, I think it was. And we raced down to Adelaide Oval and watched that last session on the 5th day in what felt like a victory, but it was actually a draw. Mm-hmm. And I just want as many people to experience something like that again if it were to occur. And that's always going to be better at Adelaide Oval than it will be anywhere else.
Thanks for your time, Premier, for ringing in. Well done, Premier Peter Malinauskas there, answering all the questions. And he said, true to his word, he'll let it know. I just one last thing. I know we're hard up against the 5 o'clock news. Why would the Adelaide Football Club, while that was all unfolding, why would the Adelaide Football Club burn a favour with the government about the Footy Express that actually would favour Port, the SMA and the Crows? I don't get it. I still don't know, and the Premier wasn't going to burn anyone. I still don't know who put that on the table in writing. Do you?
You don't have to be Agatha Christie, I don't reckon.
All right, we got the 5 o'clock news coming up. If you want to have your say, you can. We got a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz, 8223 0000. News coming up, and Reilly O'Brien next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
We're interrupting your show. Sorry, because Binge Basic is now just $4.99 a month for 12 months. That's a bingillion hours of entertainment for less than $5 a month. Offer ends March 31st, so head to binge.com.au/4. New and returning customers only.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA, always Adelaide. The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A warm night and then up to 39 tomorrow. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Terrain Tamer Parabolic Leaf Springs for a comfortable ride in your four-wheel drive. terraintamer.com.
There's been anger after confirmation the Sheffield Shield final won't be played at the Adelaide Oval. Discussions between the state government, Cricket Australia, the SACA and AFL have failed to come to a resolution to see it played at the home of cricket in between 2 AFL games. Cricket Australia has described the decision as disappointing, and Premier Peter Malinauskas agrees.
I think the AFL did put in a fair bit of effort to at least examine it all, and so I thank them for that. And the state government's got a good relationship with footy in the state, and with the AFL. But I'm not going to lie to you, I'm disappointed. I don't think it's the right decision. I disagree with it, but I accept this decision that they've made.
The game will instead be played at Karen Rolton Oval from March 26, with SA hoping to secure its first Shield title since 1996. SA's road tolls climbed to 22 after the death of a Victorian woman in a rollover on the Duke's Highway near Bordertown this morning. The male driver, also from Victoria, wasn't injured but was taken to hospital as a precaution. Major crash officers are investigating. And police have arrested a 14-year-old boy after an aggravated robbery at Seaton this week. It's alleged he entered a supermarket on Tapley's Hill Road armed with a knife and demanded money on Tuesday afternoon. A staff member handed over some cash and he fled on foot. Following investigations, detectives have arrested and charged the Woodville West boy. He'll appear in the youth court in May. There have been mass electricity outages on the York Peninsula today. Electronet says it's due to a fault with the transmission network caused by dust and dirt tripping insulators. Lisa from the Minlaton Bakery says the outages have been going on for weeks.
It's getting just a little bit silly now. You can cope with the 1 or 2 flickers or maybe one outage and, it gets fixed and you can actually carry on your business and your life like you should. But to go to bed at night thinking, is it going to come on? Is it going to go off? Are we going to have a business in the morning?
An American Airlines plane carrying 178 people caught fire on the tarmac after making an emergency landing at Denver International Airport. Passengers had to evacuate by climbing out onto the wing of the plane. The airline says 12 were taken to hospital for evaluation. The Prime Minister will join a phone call with world leaders tomorrow night to discuss a potential peacekeeping force for Ukraine. More from Zach De Silva.
As momentum grows towards a possible ceasefire in Ukraine, some countries are already looking at what happens next. Leaders from Europe, Canada and New Zealand will hold a phone meeting tomorrow night to discuss sending troops into the war-torn nation to enforce any potential peace deal. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will also join the talks, but says we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves.
In order to have a peacekeeping mission, you need to have a peace.
Opposition leader Peter Dutton says Australia should not send any peacekeepers to Ukraine.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Mr Dutton argues Europe alone should be responsible for enforcing any peace deal.
An American woman who sparked a massive backlash for her handling of a baby wombat has left the country. Sam Jones shut down several of her social media channels and made others private. She faced outrage for picking up the wombat and running off while its distressed mother watched on. Home Affairs was reviewing her visa status, but she's decided to leave the country after receiving death threats. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Round 1 of the AFL continues tonight at the MCG when Hawthorn does battle with Essendon. Port take on Collingwood at the G tomorrow night. Assistant coach Tyson Goldsack thinks their new-look backline will line up well.
There's all this talk about not being tall enough, but we've got the firepower there that we think we need, especially the way that they play the game. They like to move and lead up at the ball, so we can handle that with Aliir and Jez has been playing down back and he's been holding his own, that's for sure. So, and then Miles Bergman can play tall and short as well, so we've got some flexibility there.
The Crows take on St Kilda on Sunday. The Saints have ruled out Mitch Owens, with the young forward failing to overcome a shoulder injury in time. And a new Friday record crowd has been set at the Australian Formula One Grand Prix as Aussie Oscar Piastri lit up the track during practice. Shane McGuinness was there.
The biggest crowd ever for a Friday, 125,548 has poured into Albert Park today as the Formula One drivers took to the track for the first time this season. After 2 practice sessions today, it was the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc that came out on top. But the story of the day was Oscar Piastri. Racing in his home race, Piastri was just 1/10 of a second behind Leclerc to be faster than McLaren teammate Lando Norris. The result only building anticipation for Sunday. Teams will have one more practice tomorrow ahead of qualifying later in the day.
Now I'm checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Hello there. Watch out for a couple of crashes on your way home this afternoon in Medindi, Dutton Terrace near Hawkers Road, and in Ovingham, Park Terrace just before Torrens Road. Got a breakdown to watch out for as well on the freeway up track around the Crafers West area, just near the Mees Days ramp. And there's some debris on the road on Victor Harbour Road near the McLaren Vale ramp to watch out for. Don't forget to fringe road closures in place again this weekend around the East End. Some things are better when they're shared, just like Faster Pasta's sharing plate menu. Deliciously made and perfect to share. Sharing never tasted better at Faster Pasta. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Mostly sunny and 39 tomorrow, down to 23 overnight. A cool change with showers on Sunday, 26, cloudy and 23 for Monday, and then sunny on Tuesday, 26. At the moment, 34. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, a big part of the state blacked out. Dry conditions wreak havoc. Now the scramble to restore power before a weekend scorcher. Plus why that heat has our authorities on high alert. Where the Sheffield Shield final will now be held after the AFL says no to the Oval, and the new tool for seniors protecting them from scams. 9 News, your news, 936 on 9 and on 9 Now.
When it comes to flooring, you've got the world at your feet at Floor World. Floor World has serious purchasing power, keeping prices low on a huge range of flooring options. There's wool and synthetic carpets, engineered timber flooring, laminate, hybrid and vinyl flooring, even plantation shutters and blinds. Visit one of our 4 locations at Jebbs Cross Homemaker HQ, 1027 Port Road, Cheltenham, 60 The Parade in Norwood and Manopara Shopping Centre HQ. Plus, mention this ad for 15% off.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, choosing your new Volkswagen is easy. They're clearing all 2024 plated Volkswagens. How good is this? You get free on-roads, free stamp duty and 12 months worth of rego. All are ready for immediate delivery. And we have easy finance options and remember our next day servicing. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's 2024 plate clearance. You'd better be quick. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Kangaroo Island. It's best enjoyed getting up close to nature. Escaping with friends. Enjoying the serenity and celebrating milestones. Together. Unpretentious, unexpected, untamed. Experience Kangaroo Island unfiltered. Book your self-drive getaway now at sealink.com.au.
Phantom Outdoor Blinds.
What are you doing?
Oh, just writing a jingle for Phantom Screens.
Okay, well, tell them they're up to 12 metres wide, yeah?
Really big.
Tell them they block the wind and the rain.
Blocks the wind.
And blocks sun and insects.
Really shady and gross things can't get in.
Tell them there's no posts.
Uninterrupted views.
Phantom Outdoor Blinds. Blocks out most things, just not your annoying mates. phantomscreens.com.au.
Don't miss Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale this weekend.
Cheapest Chips.
Members get up to 25% off fantastic deals, like 25% off pets products, with deals for your dogs, cats and birds. Offer excludes pet food, Black Dot and clearance products. Not a member? Sign up now online at cheapestchips.com.au or sign up in store before you purchase. Don't miss Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale. Live cheaper this Thursday to Sunday with Cheapest Chips.
Stephen K. Amos returns to the Adelaide Fringe.
When I was growing up, my idea of portable music was a record player in a suitcase. I once went to DJ at my friend's house. I took the sewing machine by mistake. It was a singer.
Stephen K. Amos, work in progress, from March 11 till the 23rd at the Garden. Tickets from adelaidefringe.com.au.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
10 minutes after 5. So much still to come up on the show. Friday night footy a little bit later on after the program. Still to come though tonight. Reds coach Carl Veart ahead of tonight's game against MacArthur. We have Terry McAuliffe coming up as well. We're taking your calls as well. 8223 0000. And of course we have a bottle of Rusden Blackgut Shiraz to give away. But right now we invite you to jump onto the Peter Page Hyundai live stream because our next guest is here all thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more at 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Crows big man Reilly O'Brien. On the 5AA Sports Show.
Well, here we go. G'day, Reilly O'Brien. Rob, how are you?
G'day, boys. I love that intro. Had to hear that a few times this year, Rowey. Far out.
Did you? I see you do the air guitar with the John Fogerty. Is that your music?
Yeah, fantastic.
Centerfield, John Fogerty Centerfield.
Absolutely love it.
You don't even know who he is, do you?
No.
Sounded good though.
Your intro's now trending on Spotify.
It is.
Oh, fantastic.
Well done.
They're all flocking.
Round one, Rob. Round one. I used to love round one. It's excitement because you got all the excitement and the hope and the...
Well, you get to unwrap your present.
Yeah, and it all collides in round one. And it's the team you want to make, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, there's a lot of, obviously for 6 or 5 months, building up to round one, you're sort of trying to pick your team and trying to put your best foot forward and get in a spot. And, it's finally here, so can't bloody wait.
Timmy brought up a good point. There's a lot of disgruntled or disappointed or players that have missed out that would feel, unlucky. That's a good sign.
It's a great thing about how... probably the depth is looking now.
100%. I think compared to previous years, the depth of our squad is so much better. And there's so many guys at the moment playing career best footy who aren't in the team, which is a great sign for the squad more broadly. And
who haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly. They played great footy. There's guys that have played great footy over the pre-season games and trained well all summer, and they're not in the team at the moment. So it's a good sign for a good year.
So underneath your seat, there's an envelope, Rob, if you want to...
I thought you had something.
Won the raffle.
No, we didn't. Sorry. It was a Harvey Norman gift voucher.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, might do that next time. But that's how Sid Draper was announced.
It was,
Check under your seat, you were player number 266.
They're always up to something with the announcements of the debuts. Adam Kelly and Matty Nix are always doing something different. So it keeps you on your toes. They don't always land, but this one was pretty good.
Yeah. Is he going to be sub?
Not sure yet. We haven't actually gone through that, but we'll wait and see how it lands with a sub.
As a fundamental principle, if there's a debutant, you'd love that debutant, if he's on the bench, at least he starts on the field, rather than a sub. Would you just subscribe to that as a fundamental football principle?
Yeah, I think so. I'd be a fan of getting rid of the sub altogether, Rowey. I reckon.
I know.
It's sort of... was brought in for the concussion a couple of years ago, and then it became an injury sub, and now it's just a normal sub.
Well,
so
I can't believe we got rid of it once before in 2011.
Yes,
crept back in,
came back in as a concussion sub, then it became a normal sub, and now I think we can almost just go to 5 on the bench and
get rid of it.
Play footy.
Nobody
it's
likes
a bit weird.
Do they?
No, none of the players like sitting there for 3 quarters and waiting to come on, and then he might come on in a dead rubber.
Let's say he is. Tell us about the kid's mental capacity. Like, we can see him physically, his sideways movement, his pace, he can break forward a stoppage. He's an 18-year-old kid. His work rate. Just tell us about the lad.
Yes, he's a ripper. He's a ripping kid. Work ethic's there, head screwed on well and truly. loves working hard, and he's got a good air of confidence about him. Not too much confidence, but a good air of confidence. And I've really enjoyed getting to know him over the summer.
When do you know that they're too confident? And you have to get a little bit of what I would call a cauliflower ear, just a little backhander. Ay.
Metaphorically speaking.
I'd say when they're probably not doing the work and they think they're already there, they already think they're good enough and they think they're better than others already. But when you see a kid put his head down and do what he needs to do and ask questions and look to learn and grow, I think you know that they aren't overconfident. They have a healthy confidence, and they know they've got so much more to grow and give to come.
Talk around town, and I get followed by these Crow supporters when I play at Royal Regency 9 holes every Thursday.
Are they trying to lynch you, or what are they doing?
Well, there's a little bit of that goes on. And they actually sledge my golf as well, so but I've got no comeback on that. But we were talking about the team itself and the like, and they were going, how many points, Timmy, we're going to win by? And they're like, now, I said, that's dangerous talk. Now, cut it out, you know. And then I said 100. So I walked away. But we saw last night the Richmond-Carlton example. You can't take anything for granted.
Exactly. I think I would have penciled in a 10-goal win for Carlton last night. I think everyone would have. Obviously, a fancied team coming into the season, and Richmond, a bunch of 18-year-olds, half their team, and they showed that, round one, anything can happen. So
do you have a captain's run tomorrow?
We do, yes. We train
that's the sort of thing that a coach might say, just as a bit of a warning, look what happened.
Definitely, I'd say, to stay on your toes and be ready. I think we're definitely not taking St Kilda lightly. They've got some great players and a great midfield and some great players come back in. So we're looking forward to a good challenge, and it should be a great game on Sunday.
Can I ask about your opponent?
Can I just ask a couple of questions here?
Go for it.
Who's Garcia? Windhager?
Well, Garcia's all right, actually. I watched him.
Is he?
Hasty? He was one of their best. For a while. He was okay too.
Yeah, Windhager's got a bit. He's a good player.
Yep. They're actually
reasonable players. If you don't wipe the floor with this mob...
They're off Broadway, Rowey, so a few of those names you might not know, but they're a good team.
So the example I was giving earlier?
Rob, I said to Timmy when he started with me, don't let me drag you down. I'm going to say the same thing to you. Rob, do not let me drag you down.
Or drag you into that.
Yes. No, but we're in a good spot, so we're just focusing on us, Rowey, and we'll be ready to go and put our best foot forward.
I just see a lot of peanuts in that St Kilda team.
There's 3 AFL debutants in there. One's a Magarey medalist.
There you go.
Harry Boyd.
Now, what's the word? Where is it? I've got it written down. Let me get this right, Timmy.
Yes, all right.
Now, you're up against Marshall and Boyd. They're both big hoo-has.
Big hooers, yes. That's the word. Big hooers. They're big boys. Boyd is a big lump of a lad. He's pretty strong. I've watched him a lot at Norwood over the years, playing against Magarey medalist. So... he'll be a great competitor. He fights like buggery in there, and
he's like you. He gets after it.
Yeah, he's a real scrapper and a fighter,
which is one of your great strengths. You just get after it like another midfielder.
Yeah, having watched him, that's definitely his strength. So I'll have my work cut out for me there. He won't let me rest, and then Rowan Marshall's the other one.
I was going to say you've not played against Harry, but you have played against Marshall. So what's Marshall's strengths, and what is he? What when you're doing your homework, and I know you love doing your homework on your opponents.
You get another phone in a minute.
What is it about? Yeah, what is it about them?
About Rowan Marshall in particular, he's one of the best ruckmen in the competition. He's not as traditional a ruckman in terms of being as big a body and not as dominant necessarily in the ruck, but his ability outside of the ruck in terms of his clearance work. I think he's their number one clearance player, and then he rucks up the disposals all around the ground. So he plays more like a midfielder. So it's you're covering leads all day, you're covering him getting the ball. So you have to be on defensively against Rowan Marshall, and he's a pretty complete package.
Yeah. I know it's only a small sample size, the showdown, the Mount Barker showdown, and then the other game against Brisbane. It seemed like around the 8, 9, 10 minute mark of the first, second, third and fourth quarter, Thilthorpe got a run on the ball, and he had a good little chunk, allowed you to rest, then you finished the quarter. I did like that. Do you? Is that a new thing? Is that something that I've picked up, or am I dreaming?
No, that's pretty much the play, yeah. When I go off, we get Reilly in the ruck, and he was obviously missing for a fair chunk of last year, so didn't work that well. I had obviously someone else come up from the ruck, but he's obviously a huge body. He's bigger than me these days. He's heavier than me, so he can hold his ground pretty well, and he's good around the contest with his footwork and follow-up work. So he loves getting around the footy as well, so it's great to have him in there.
Good beard.
Great beard.
You ever seen a swallow fly out of it, or a little willy wagtail or something?
Saves a bit of lunch in there for sometimes for later, but it's a nice beard. Big Grizzly Adams.
Not the sort of thing you want to see, but at lunchtime. But that's all right. We'll play on. What about your midfields that you're now working with, it's a different look, and we've seen a couple of trials to get used to that. When you're working with somebody, like Peatling, for example, getting that connection with one another, that's always I suppose it's a great midfield ruckman relationship that's important.
Connection.
And that ability that when somebody new comes into it, have you had a few teething problems where he said there and you went there?
Yeah, a few times. I mean, the key is probably building a relationship off field first as a base for it, and I've had some great relationship off field with him and other guys that have been built over the summer with a couple of off field events, which has been good, and we get along really well. And then on field, he's been great at asking questions and doing a lot of reps of stoppage work together and actually finding that synchrony and that teamwork, I guess.
Who talks more, him or Cumming?
Isaac Cumming, definitely. He's loud. He's
loud.
From Broken Hill, so he's a bit like Tex. He doesn't shut up.
Yeah.
But no, in a good way. He's positive.
Yeah.
And he's up and about and he's chirpy.
Good.
JP, James Peatling, is a little bit quieter. But he's when he gets on the beers, he's a bit louder.
Good. Good. That's good to know. And Alex Neil-Bullen's added a fair bit as far as leadership as well and experience and premiership player.
High-level character, Alex Neil-Bullen. He's a ripper, absolute ripper. On-field leader, off-field leader. He ticks all the boxes and is similar in the mould of Ben Keys, I'd say, in terms of an ultimate team player.
Yep.
Just know what you're going to get from him, and he's a high-level guy and a high-level player.
High level, yeah. Oh, you've used that a few times. So Timmy would be a high-level character, and I might not be as high-leveled. Is that
you'd be on another plane altogether? Rowey.
Another plane,
just go above.
Another sphere.
Yeah. Do you like that?
In another universe.
And I'm scared of heights.
Now I know you don't like talking about yourself, but when you put yourself out here for Harvey Norman, Factory Outlet,
I love talking about myself, Rowey. So let's
go.
What do you think he's here?
Has a new contract been tabled? Where is your mindset at? And will you be a one-club player? Because I know other clubs like Geelong over the past have shown keen interest. Where's it at?
Yeah, I'd love to be, Rowey. I think it's in. They're discussing that at the moment, my manager and the club. So
who's your manager?
Anthony McConville was his name. He's
Never heard of him.
Based in Melbourne. Yeah,
okay.
He manages a few guys like
Does he?
Dawn and a few others. But they're doing that now. So I actually haven't thought about that for about a month. So. I probably should call my manager, but I haven't heard too much about it, and I'm just focusing on the footy. So hopefully get off to a flyer, play some good footy, and then we go from there.
Okay, so who would have put that in the media? Would have it been your manager or your close circle, or would have it been the club?
I'm not sure, Rowey. What was it in the media recently?
There
was reports just the other day.
Reports everywhere.
Okay, I'm not on social media. I'm a bit of an old person.
Well,
so
I'm not either.
I don't even see this stuff.
Yeah,
but that's probably a good thing. I'm not reading it. That's good.
Yeah,
but we hopefully something happens. We'll see what happens, mate.
Keep your focus on the footy, mate. I gave you some homework last week. Do you remember it or not?
Watch something. 1973 North Melbourne Carlton.
Almost. Yes, 1970 on KO. 1970 documentary.
I watched the wrong game.
Carlton Collingwood. You did. You're 3 years late. So you.
Timmy, he's a nuclear physicist and he's read the wrong thing and he's failed your first.
That's why we're up in smoke. Yeah.
The game I watched was 100-point drubbing.
Was it?
Waiting for the comeback.
Oh, classic. Anyway, let's keep that on your homework.
I'll write that down. I might watch it before Sunday's game. Get me fired up.
I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, thanks for coming in, mate. All the best. Round one is super exciting. Crows, St Kilda, Sunday, a 12:05 start. It is at home. We'll be live on 5AA. Sammy Tugg will be heading it off. And to get 4 points in the bank for round one would be fantastic, because I remember round one last year and Saligo was on the bench. We didn't quite play the way we wanted to, and at the end of the game, we were all talking amongst ourselves and said, what just happened? Like, I don't want that. I want, wow.
You can let it slip for sure. So we're ready to go.
Well done.
We'll be ready to go from the first bounce.
Yep, for Harvey Norman, Reilly O'Brien.
Excellent boys. Each and every week, Reilly O'Brien will join us, all thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more at 919 Marion Road, Marion. Your call's next for Rusden Blackguts. Here's your traffic.
Yeah, guys, got a crash to watch out for at the moment in Melrose Park, Dawes Road at South Road. Some debris on the road. That's on Victor Harbour Road near the McLaren Vale ramp. And, of course, fringe road closures in place again this weekend around the East End. Also got a camera set up at the moment in Virginia on Gawler Road and one set up in Salisbury North on Diment Road. The King Living Anniversary Sale ends Sunday. Save up to 50% on selected Australian-designed award-winning furniture. Hurry, sale ends Sunday. Shop online or visit a King Living showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Super Saturday football is here to stay on 5AA. Don't wait. Catch live AFL matches, afternoon and evening, every Saturday without delay. And get a live, local call of every Crows and Power game with Adelaide's most passionate call team.
What a goal!
5AA football in 2025.
He's kicked it!
No paywalls, no delay. It's Super Saturdays, live on 5AA.
Ignition for Men. Adelaide's home of impeccable class and style offer a range of suits by leading Italian brands, including tailor-made suits using the finest Italian fabrics from Zegna, Canali, Zignoni, Holland and Sherry, along with many more. Special occasions or business, stand out in a tailor-made suit by Ignition for Men. Best fit, best brands. Call into 54 Paynham Road, Stepney, or visit ignitionformen.com.au.
BJ Energy don't just install solar and battery systems, they optimise everything to do with solar, squeezing every bit of energy out of the sun to help take control over your energy bills. And because BJ Energy are fully qualified electricians, they can help you in all things home energy, solar repairs and maintenance, EV chargers, lighting, switchboard upgrades, heat pump systems and more. Contact BJ Energy for a free consultation. Package deals and payment plans available. bjenergy.com.au.
Steinborner Hyundai has always been well worth a trip, and now there's another great reason to visit. Hyundai's full range of hybrids. Steinborner Hyundai has a hybrid to suit every driver, from the hybrid i30, the Kona, the Tucson, as well as the all-new Santa Fe hybrid family-sized SUV. Experience the difference at Steinborner Barossa and Clare, with outstanding service and a great range of vehicles. And you'll see why. Steinborner Hyundai is well worth the trip. Steinborner.com.au.
Margie loves it when people comment on her garden.
I love your roses, Margie.
As a keen gardener for many years, it fills her heart with pride and joy.
Just stunning, Margie.
And at Anglicare SA, it warms our hearts to let Margie take all the credit. Anglicare SA's home and community services for seniors can be tailored to anything you need, whether it's personal care, shopping, coordination and clinical services, or gardening. For more, visit anglicaresa.com.au.
I can see why Rob's one of Ned McHenry's dear mates. He has a real natural warmth about him, doesn't he? Friendly, engaging.
Smart.
What's he got, an MBA and ABC and up the down and whatever.
Glad he's off the show.
Imagine. He wants to be a doctor.
Well, shows us up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a ripper. We've got him all year for Harvey Norman.
Awesome.
Hey, imagine winning a new car, a holiday to Italy, and $100,000. Get your Hospital Research Foundation home lottery tickets by midnight tonight. You'll enter the Maserati Milan and a 100K bonus draw.
You got to do it. Time to upgrade those wheels and take a much-needed holiday to the fashion capital. And $100,000 cash to spend. Life-changing prizes, even more important, life-changing impact.
God, we all dream of that, but you can do it. Plus, your tickets stay in more than 10,000 draws. It includes the Scott Salisbury home at Summerton Park. You could be living your dream mortgage-free.
Oh, please. And by purchasing a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, you can be proud that you're funding life-changing medical research to find cures and improve care for all South Australians. Don't miss out. The bonus deadline is midnight tonight. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au.
Hey, wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping? Become a Star Discount Chemist Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
I'm not going to lie to you, I'm disappointed. I don't think it's the right decision. I disagree with it, but I accept it's a decision that they've made, and now we move on to try and just make the most of it at Karen Alton Oval.
So that's the premiere on our program just about half an hour ago here at 28 after 5. The AFL has blocked the decision for cricket to host the Shield final at Adelaide Oval. Have your say. We've got a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz 8223 0000.
A lot of texts, and probably one of the most common words in there are patsy and disingenuous.
Your two favourites. Would
you agree or not?
Yeah, mine's galling. My favourite.
Oh, that's
yeah.
But it was
word of the week.
And speaking of the Premier, he's got it in writing. It was disingenuous, a cash grab. Then they took it off the table.
And I think,
and it left nothing for the imagination.
Yeah,
it was the Crows. It left nothing for the imagination.
Cheeky, but Stephen's a bit strong on it. He just says, "G'day, guys. I think Premier Malinauskas is right about one thing. It's an unholy mess. SA sporting fans, especially in this state like me, thousands of others who are still SANFL and SACA supporters, well, we're now tested and treated like yesterday's rubbish." So,
cricket and footy are North and South Pole again. Hello, Luke.
Hello, lad. Hey, I got two questions. Oh, sorry, one question in the state. I was listening to you earlier on about debutantes.
Yep.
Being a sub.
Yeah.
I think that the AFL should get rid of the sub rule, period. But they had their chance and they're not going to do it for whatever reason, because everybody hates it. So they should make a rule or install a rule that if a debutant is a sub on their first game, or is it a debutant, they get fined and the coach gets suspended because it's ridiculous. The debutant should be out there embracing the whole energy through the game. It's just crazy that they're a sub. But the second thing I want to ask you is, this who's in charge of scheduling for the AFL and cricket, and why are they overlapping?
Yeah,
I think the BBL stuff.
The BBL definitely has extended the summer, which, but even then, once upon a time, I know that Shield final, well, the
95-96 was the same weekend.
Was the same weekend in March, but I think footy didn't start till March after that, and plus, Stephen and I played on cricket pitches. So times have changed.
So is it true? I know we're hard up against the 5:30 news. Is it true that football was invented so that cricketers could stay fit in the winter?
Correct.
Yeah, that's
pretty
so
much
that is actually pretty much true. The premise of it. How's that? So who's your daddy? Football should always be. Cricket should always be footy's daddy.
Those times are changing.
Hey, I'm telling you that no one's going to air their dirty linen. They're all going to be respectful. But cricket is fuming, and they're rightly so, because they got patsied.
We are going to take more of your calls after the 5:30 headline. So line up 822 300 00 if you want to have your say. We've got a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz up for grabs.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. Electranet isn't expecting power to be restored on the York Peninsula till around 8 o'clock tonight after damage to the Hummock substation. The AFL's under 5 for stopping the Sheffield Shield final from being played at Adelaide Oval. Time magazine's named the Ghan train trip from Adelaide to Darwin among its list of greatest places for 2025. And local hero Oscar Piastri was second fastest in practice 2 for the Australian Formula 1 Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc topped the timesheets. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Charmin Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, couple of crashes to watch out for on your way home, including one in Millswood on Goodwood Road near Mitchell Street and one in Melrose Park, South Road near Dawes Road. Got some debris on Victor Harbour Road at the moment, just near the McLaren Vale ramp there to watch out for. And fringe road closures in place again this weekend around the East End, including parts of Rundle Street and Frome Street. Would you shoulder charge on the footy oval? If you wouldn't do it anywhere else, why do it on the road? Don't let a car change who you are. Safer driving starts with you. Brought to you by the Australian Government. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, hot tomorrow, heading for 39, at the moment 34. More news at 6 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Every single industry that uses power, i.e. all of them, is going to have to pass some of those costs on.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Bowen's comment, that guy is dictionary definition useless. Blathering on about shopping around.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
People haven't got the time or often the knowledge because the companies make it so hard.
5AA Breakfast.
I get emails from AGL, dead set, I'd be better off reading a Swahili travel dictionary.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA, always Adelaide.
A campfire crackles and pops. A native bird trills in the far distance. Waves crash gently onto the shore, and the crickets start to hum. A tent zips open, and the sound of quiet laughter emerges. A night by the fire under the stars. An orchestra of everyday sounds waiting to be rediscovered. Whatever sounds you've lost, our hearing experts could help you find them again. To book a hearing appointment, search Specsavers Audiology.
Now at Harvey Norman, no deposit, 60 months interest-free on a Latitude Go MasterCard and participating Latitude credit cards from Latitude Financial Services. Available on eligible purchases using an equal monthly payment plan. Monthly credit card fee currently $10.95 applies. Plus receive a bonus Harvey Norman gift card when you spend $1,000 or more on interest-free purchases. Shop furniture, bedding, laptops, TVs, fridges, appliances and more. New customers must be approved. Minimum financed amount $1,000. T's and C's, credit card fees, charges and exclusions apply. Now at Harvey Norman.
Discover the joy of family connection in the 7-seat hybrid Mazda CX-80. Now yours from a great drive-away price of $59,990 for the CX-80 G40E Pure. Enjoy 3 spacious rows, hybrid efficiency, and the reassurance of driving ANCAP's safest large SUV of 2024. Visit your local dealer to test drive the Mazda CX-80 today. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See mazda.com.au for details.
When we say police home care, a lot of people think...
Okay, Margaret, I need you to step away from the vacuum cleaner.
When in fact, Police Home Care is an approved My Aged Care and registered NDIS provider, available to all South Australians. For quality aged care or disability care in your own home, search Police Home Care, taking care to everyone.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Emma from Go Vita Colonnades in Marion, introducing Natural Road Whey Protein Concentrate. Premium quality, unflavoured and unsweetened. Perfect for smoothies or baking. 1 kilo was $49.95, it's now $39.95.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Manopara, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
24 minutes to 6. We have the 5AA Friday night footy coverage at the MCG from 6:30 tonight. We have the Reds coach Carl Veer joining us ahead of tonight's game against MacArthur very shortly. Terry McAuliffe as well, as we do each Friday. But right now, your calls, 8223 0000 is the number. And you can watch on as well on the Peter Page Hyundai live stream, where you can take a test drive today to visit your perfect Hyundai car, Elizabeth Way at Elizabeth.
Turn it up, Little Ditty. I love this song.
It is a little bit.
1982, I reckon.
Yeah, spot on. Well played. Well
Jackie
done,
Diane.
you. Well
Because
done.
I know, because I was in year 12.
Oh, there you go.
And this was the number one.
Jared says, boys, I'm on location in Richmond, Melbourne tonight.
Yeah.
On the cans before heading to the G. Loving the show. I reckon the Hawks by 4 goals. Well, good luck, Jared.
Who are they playing?
It's Hawthorn Essendon.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
Yeah,
I think I know
Get
Jared.
to see Essendon well.
Well, there you go.
Let's go to Salisbury. Tommy.
Good afternoon, guys. Just 3 quick points. First one is, I haven't heard anyone say at all that this whole cricket issue could have been sorted out by cricket themselves if they made sure that their grand final or their final would have been played at the end of February. Like, you know when AFL is going to be, so don't make it AFL's problem. Like, sort your own season out for a start.
Yeah, Tom, we said that earlier in the week, that basically for this not to happen, the Cricket Australia have to reschedule.
Yeah, and the other point, team selection with the Crows.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year is really, for Matty Nicks, I think selection integrity is going to be crucial this year. What they did last year with playing Brodie Smith to get his 15 games and to get an extra year when he wasn't performing well and he was not kicking like he used to kick. Everyone talks about what a great kick he was. Well, that was a few years ago. Like, to play games into him when we had young guys that needed games like Nankervis, and then again this year to not be playing Nankervis and you bring Wayne Miller in. He's great talent, but Miller has barely played for 2 years. He needs to get right through the SANFL and earn his way back. You got a great kid, and if I was another team from another state, I'd be poaching Nankervis within seconds. And pretty much other than that.
Thanks, Tom. You're in the running, mate, for that Rusden Blackgut Shreds. Nankervis, bloody stiff. Not even one of the 3 emergencies.
I know. Well,
you and I both had him in front of Miller, and that's nothing against Miller.
It was just conditioning.
Hasn't done the work. Of course it is.
Simple as that.
God,
Let's go to Aldinga. I love Aldinga. G'day, Alex.
Alex.
G'day, boys. Obviously the AFL are arrogant and disingenuous. Yeah, they were never going to do it. They could have just swapped it with Marvel. But my main point is, who's running the Adelaide Oval? I thought it was our Oval, not football's, not the AFL's.
Well, the SMA run it. They're the governing body. They have a lease with football and cricket, Alex. There's your answer.
That's right, but they lease it for the game of football. They don't lease it for the whole week, do they?
Oh, yeah, but then there's things about decks and grounds training and accessibility and mitigation for injuries and all that. Alex, it's landed there. You know what I do know? That the Saka through Ryan Harris and those boys will give everything they can at Karen Rolton, and the most important thing now is they don't complain or explain, they win the Shield.
You know where you're playing.
We'll all love it.
You know what you're doing? You've got a game in between. Get ready.
Starting Saturday?
Yep.
Starts at Karen Rolton.
There you go.
Good dress rehearsal.
Get mentally prepared, ready
they will.
For the following week.
The whole state will get behind them because they're a bit disappointed with what's happened with football.
Well, Port Noarlunga, not far from Aldinga. G'day, Dan.
Hey, fellas. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Yeah. Just like to say initially that I'm a board and have been since 1991 with 2 membership tickets. What I'm calling about, though, is what I feel is a totally unjustified increase in the price of members' guest passes this year for the Adelaide Crows. So I'd say we've always got 2 tickets. Every now and then my wife comes or we take the extra kid or whatever like that and get a guest pass. Last year, the members' guest pass for an adult was $75, which was already pretty rich anyway, and a child was $30. This year, it's gone up to $90 and $47 for a child, plus a $7.70 fee. So essentially, $100 to take a guest to go and see the Crows, St Kilda, on Sunday at lunchtime.
Okay.
Just as and this is freely available online. MCG members guest pass is $45 and $16 for a child. I rang the Port Adelaide Footy Club and they said, last year we were around $30 to $35. There might be a small increase this year. So why do you pay $100 to get a member's guest pass for a Crows and a 45% increase on cost from last year? I just want to know where the justification in that is.
Well, I think they're trying to cash grab wherever they can to pay for this facility that's clearly blown out.
That's a big gap between MCG and just across the road, Port Adelaide. That's
might be another good one for the club next week. If there's enough members like Dan that are a bit concerned about it and want to ring, we'll ask the question.
Because often you want to buy a member's guest pass and get somebody else in with you and the like, so you encourage it.
Wow. So $70 more than Port. We're worth that, I mean, to be honest. Sorry, Tim. Don't look at me like that.
Not for the members.
No, Dan doesn't think so. Whoops.
Good on you, Dan.
I'll take that one back.
Let's go to Tom. Hey, buddy.
How are you, boys?
Tommy!
What's your thoughts?
First thing I can say is those bloody Mexicans.
Oh, the Victorians.
Hey, listen. Now, listen to this. Cricket was always a summer sport. Football was always a winter sport. Football used to start at the beginning of about April, right?
Yep.
And cricket went till the end of March, and it was, it worked amicably. Now bloody football starts at the middle, the first week in March. Next bloody year it'll be the beginning of February. They're going to kill some poor players. They're in the heat. They're going to kill people.
Yeah. 38 tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tommy, thank you. You're right. They got the bulb test and all that. They have shorter quarters. They bring out the ice vests.
I know. I've got to catch a couple of trials, and they're trying to pull them forward and the like. At times,
but again, people don't like you saying back in the day. Well, I'll tell you, back in the day in the 80s, it was still bloody hot, Tom, and they didn't have any of that crap for us, and we just soldiered through.
Well,
didn't we?
Pre-season, we weren't allowed to have a drink.
No. I remember Craigie did that.
No,
that's no crap.
Rough.
I reckon Cornsey did it once.
We used to do certain sessions, and
no drinks.
You didn't drink during that session.
That is really bad.
And then at the end of that session, you were allowed to have a drink. Times have changed, Sam.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Hey, Jess.
How you going, guys?
Good, buddy.
Hey, you're right there. Hey, get off the gaspers, Jesse.
Need a strepsil, mate.
I'm a musician, mate. I played last night, so
good on you.
Playing again tonight. Look, we perform at Adelaide Oval quite a bit with my band, and I've witnessed some Sheffield Shield, the Redback games, whilst we were playing. Mate, there was no one there, and we were actually all appalled the fact that there was no one there. So I think a big reason why we don't have that final. Obviously, the Crows didn't want to change whatever that was, but the big reason is the fact that, mate, our attendances are shocking. I witnessed 3 games, and I reckon on 2 of those games we counted 10 people out there watching the game.
Yeah, but this will be a final, Jess. This will be a final.
Yeah, I know, but that's not going to cause when you look at Melbourne and Sydney, when they, all the Sheffield Shield finals are generally there. Their attendances are a lot better. And I reckon what they've done, they've seen our attendances. It is bad. Now, if we're going to just show up, and I'm going to say this to all the SACA members that don't show up during the season, right? That's a big, for me, that's a big reason why we didn't get that final, because they look at our season, they look at the attendances, and it was embarrassing. We were actually laughing, going, I can't believe it. This is our state team playing, and there's 10 people in the crowd. Right, and literally, we were, because our green room was in one of the corporate boxes, and we could see the game. Mate, it was embarrassing. And
hey, Jesse, what's your band called?
Mr. Buzzy. Tim's seen it.
Oh, yes, I have. I've had a photo with you, Jesse, haven't I?
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
So, Jess, lead singer, are you drummer, are you rhythmic guitar, or bass?
I'm a keyboardist, semi-vocalist.
Does it all.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we have a good time. We're a party band, so and we performed there last night, actually.
Good on you, Jess.
For the Crows.
Good on you, Jesse. Good stuff, mate. He's going in the running.
Keep your calls coming through. Carl Viert's going to join us after the break. So is Terry McAuliffe. But first, let's check your roads.
Look out for a couple of crashes on your way home this afternoon in Millswood Goodwood Road near Mitchell Street and in Melrose Park South Road near Dawes Road. Fringe road closures in place this afternoon around the East End, including parts of Rundle Street and Frome Street till 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then again tomorrow night as well. And watch out for ongoing works today in West Croydon, Port Road near East Avenue. The Hyundai Keys to Summer event is ending soon. Unlock offers across a wide range of new and demonstrator Hyundai models. Visit hyundai.com.au today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tiles Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 and we'll only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 and we'll only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tiles store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
There were 2 times Cherie's mind was blown today. First, when she noticed the Colonel's bow tie looked like little legs, and when she got KFC's hot and crispy boneless box and couldn't remember ever getting something this great for $8. KFC. FLG. Not everywhere and not forever pickup only.
I've got the shirt on. What does it say here?
Rusden, Vinevale, Vigner's, Barossa Valley.
Yeah, correct. Well done.
What do you reckon it is, Sam?
Oh, I can't see over the desk.
Oh, you can't see over there? Yeah. Beautiful Rusden's label, anyway.
Great Rusden
and I'm telling you now, I'm going back up. When we have our big fish off?
Yes.
I'm going to be so exhausted from that and winning that I'm going to have to drive to the Barossa and go to Rusden's to refill.
Okay.
Because up there at the moment, the Ancient Souls, the old vines, and I think they're picking their first-class wines, are they?
They are.
Not?
The Reds started on Thursday. Look, they're a great family. We sing their praises. 7 generations of grape growing. They've got Christian, who's the chief winemaker, and the wines from the whites to the ports and everything in between. Now, I like the Rusden Black Guts. Well, I don't like it. I love it.
Love it.
You like the boundaries, and there's the Christians, there's the Ripper Creek. So from $20 all the way up to the Sand Scrub, which... Timmy, I know that you've walked in and bought cases of.
Yeah,
because you're just that way inclined.
I stayed at Aldinga last week, and when they open that recycle bin, man, are they going to see some Rusden products?
So do it. Look, if you've got guests and you want to book somewhere nice and you want to go and get some, real old-fashioned cellar door experience.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's Smithy on, is that his name? He is a ripper.
Yeah, and the way they take you through it.
It's brilliant.
And the way that they talk about how they're done and how they're produced is just magnificent. And it just makes you want to get more of the product.
They're the best Reds. They're a great family. Check out rusdenwines.com.au.
Hey, if you're like me and love a good bargain, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in-store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Aldi's Southern-style chicken portions are on sale for $10.99 per kilo and loaded with flavor from the Deep South. In fact, they're so southern they're made with Australian chicken. That's southernier than me. Aldi, good different.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, choosing your new Volkswagen is easy. They're clearing all 2024 plated Volkswagens. How good is this? You get free on-roads, free stamp duty, and 12 months worth of rego. All are ready for immediate delivery. And we have easy finance options and remember our next day servicing. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's 2024 plate clearance. You'd better be quick. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Hi gardeners, Charlie Allbone here. You're listening to Rich Grow's Black Marvel fruit and citrus food, producing bigger, juicier fruits. Its proven formula contains the perfect blend of quality nutrients and fast-acting potash and iron to create the Rich Grow effect. To see the difference in your garden, grab some Rich Grow Black Marvel fruit and citrus food and grow you good things. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
10 minutes to 6.
Well, Adelaide United, well, they take on Macarthur Bulls at home after having a 1-1 draw against Brisbane Roar. They want to bounce back tonight. We've got the coach on the line, Carl Viet. G'day, Carl.
Good afternoon, boys.
Hey, been a tough month. You've had injuries, you've had the lads with the national duties. How's the squad's health now? How are they all feeling?
Yeah, everyone's back, and, you know, we've only got a long-term injury to Panache, pretty much, and everyone else is now fit and firing. So it's good to have everyone back on deck. You know, we're going to need everyone to have a good push for the end of the season.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had a tough month, but the Bulls have had a tougher one, mate. They've lost 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, look, I suppose over the course of the season, you know, you have your ups and downs across the season, and when you don't have, you know, big squads as such, you can struggle a little bit. And, you know, the Bulls are no different. They've, you know, sold a couple of their key players earlier in January, so that, you know, they've struggled since then. So, but, you know, they're still a very good side. You know, defensively very hard to break down. So it's going to be a tight contest tonight.
4-4 with Auckland away. It was a cracking high-class game. It was a top-of-the-table clash, and then some games, and then the Raw game 1-1 home against a team that's won 1 games. Is the comp that tight, is it?
Well, it is tight, yes. You know, on the day, anyone can sort of get up over anyone else, but, you know, there's something, you know, the week before, as you said, against Auckland, it was a very high-tempo game. Both teams having a real good crack at trying to win the football match, and, you know, Brisbane, you know, struggling for results. You know, they made it quite a slow game and just made it difficult for us to find our rhythm, and yeah, we struggled with that last week.
Well, you've got a really big opportunity next month. You've got the Bulls tonight, Victory away, Sydney and Perth. So it's a month that you can set yourself up and get back into that top 2 contention.
Yeah, it's still in our hands. You know, we have a game in hand on 2 sides above us. So if we win tonight, that puts us in sort of second spot. So it's still we're still in control, even though, as you said, we've had a bad last 7 games, but we're still there in the mix to get those top 2 spots. So look, we're well aware of that. We're quite confident. First 12, 13, 14 games was excellent, and we've had a little dip, and it's time for us to respond tonight and get back on that form that we had earlier in the season.
What's happened at home? It was a fortress.
Carl, I don't know what's happened.
Us Reds, we just love to jump on the seats and bang those drums and roar, but here there is no roaring.
It hasn't been this season.
No.
It's been disappointing, because our fans really get behind us and help us. So that's been disappointing, and the players, feel like they've need to do better with that as well, because they, as you said, our fans are very passionate, and they want to see us, having success and winning games at home. And this year it just hasn't worked that way. We've won, nearly everything away from home, and we need to, bring that form that we have away from home to home.
Yeah, you've been quoted as saying you made some changes to how we train leading into home games. What sort of changes have you made?
Yeah, this week we changed our how we do our main sort of tactical sessions. So we leading into the game, we changed the days a little bit, trained an extra day, just to try and refocus the group on what we need to do. I think, as I said, our home form hasn't been the best, so it's, if we just keep doing what we've been doing previously, we most likely get the same result. So we've made a change this week to how we've gone about training and our preparation, and hopefully that will be the small trigger that we need.
Any changes to the starting lineup? You'll maybe Jovanovic coming back into that starting lineup?
Yeah, we'll make one change to the lineup tonight. As I said, it's important. The players have pretty much worked extremely hard this year and made it difficult for me to make some selections at times. So I have to give that back into the players that have got us in this position.
Well, it's beer drinking weather, Carl, and when we win, it tastes sweeter and colder. So just win, please.
Yeah.
Most definitely. We'll try and do that.
Look, I apologise. I wasn't there last week. I think that was the difference. So I'm there tonight, mate, all right?
All right. We'll soon know then tonight.
Go you Reds. Good luck, Carl.
Reds.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
That's the coach of the Adelaide United team, Carl Viet, playing against the Bulls tonight. Need a win.
They're best. They can win it. They know that.
They'll get back
They'll
on
get
track.
it back.
As of tonight, Carl Viet, our guest.
Timmy and Terry's tips.
Hey, g'day, TerryRacing.com. How are you, mate? After a big weekend, had the Adelaide Cup, Murray Bridge on the Saturday. Can't remember. I think I picked Navy Gold. That did all right, but I can't remember much else.
Can't.
I'm a
Navy blue.
Why don't the biscuit, boys?
Oh, no, you are. Sorry, mate.
Up.
I was trying to avoid it, Terry, and I tried to race straight into it for you, but no.
I knew Rowey would be there for me. Don't worry, I was ready.
Love you, Tez.
Oh, dear. Anyway, mate, the Cup was great. What a ride by Rochelle Mills.
Yeah.
That was
fantastic.
Rochelle,
hey? What a little star she is.
She?
3 wide at the judge with a lap to go. She had Jamie Carr in front, Blake Shin outside of it. 2 of the best in the land, 2 of the best in the world, and she pressed forward. She went by them. She took control of the race, took the race by the scruff of the neck, and went on to win. Just a wonderful story. And well, as we keep talking about her, she's only been race riding for a bit over 2 years. She is just an absolute young star.
Brilliant stuff. Great to watch. Picking any of hers tomorrow or not?
Actually, I had to do some tips myself for Racing.com on Monday on Cup Day. I didn't tip her in the Cup, but I tipped her on her Teach, which she won earlier on the day, and it was about $25.
One of my favourites that I backed every time set then.
Yeah, it was a big thrill for Claudette Rose as well, young Oakbank trainer. She's only got a couple of horses in work to win a race on Adelaide Cup Day. So, now my tips tomorrow, I don't think I've got a Rochelle selection. I had tipped her to win race 6 with number 3, Dual Fuel, but the ones I'm going to throw out tonight, race 7, number 2, Dubai Focus. I think it might be the best bet on the program. Aaron Bain and Ned Taylor had an incredible weekend. They trained 3 winners at Murray Bridge last Saturday and a winner at Morphettville on Cup Day. So I think it'll win race 7, number 2, Dubai Focus. And the other one I like is race 8, number 12, Nickish, at a little bit of value. Lachlan Neindorf for Phillip Stokes.
Yeah, little Lockie. Yes, good work. I'm going to race 2, number 5, Bullet Wing, another Aaron Bain, Ned Taylor horse. That's a little bit of value in that too, I reckon. I also like Dubai Focus. I'm right up your alley on that one, my friend. So I reckon that's enough for us to make a profit.
Okay, good luck to our Adelaide teams over the weekend in the footy, and we might be jumping ship soon if my mob don't pull up their socks. It's been a long drought.
Cut your membership up yet?
It's only round 1, Terry.
Well
Hang
done,
in there, buddy.
Tez.
Good on you, mate.
Terry McCall.
Racing.com.
Now, we have a Rusden Blackguts to give away, so all the way through the show, we've had lots of great, passionate callers around the Shield and the footy selections and bits and pieces, but John from West Croydon has taken home the Blackguts for this Friday. Congrats, John.
Johnny. Congratulations, enjoy that.
From the Barossa Valley, Rusden, home of the Blackguts, rusdenwines.com.au. It is time for the 6 o'clock news. We'll stop down.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Honda's huge stock clearance is on now at Formula Honda, Glen Osmond and Modbury. Enjoy $2,000 off your new HRV VIX 2024 build. Packed with smart engineering and a stylish new design, the HRV is as smart as it